Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 29th episode and webinar of the Pink Ribbon Support Group. Today morning, I'd like to welcome Rakshanda Ansari, who's been a very integral part of our support group for many years. I think I've had the privilege of having a personal relationship with her since 2009. It's been 18 years. And of course, today I'd like to wish her for her birthday. It's her birthday. And very, very happy birthday, Rakshanda. And also, Rakshanda, as we all know, has been one of the pioneers in Pune for pastry and a pastry chef, and many of us have tasted it, ordered from her, and she's been one of the leading pioneers in the city for pastries. Today, I want to walk down with her about her journey of weight loss. Very, very often, patients come to me and tell me post chemo or post their surgery or radiation, sometimes they're depressed, sometimes the hormones come into play, sometimes they feel inactive or they feel lethargic, and many issues come in. They put on weight because of binge eating, eating out of depression, eating out of feeling low, eating out of force feeding to get their counts up, and many, many issues, and some of them put on 8 to 10 kilos and find it very difficult to lose weight. Many of you who've spoken to me are in that journey right now. Many have finished treatment 8 and 10 years or 15 years today and still have not been able to lose weight. Some of them are not motivated. Some of you have the stomachs have expanded, and we eat more, we do night binge eating and everything. Rakshanda, in the last 6 months, if I'm not mistaken, has gone on this journey. It's been about 6 months or longer.
Yeah. No, it's I started a few years back. I would say
Okay.
2 3 years back. The main weight I lost then, and then again in between I started binging a bit, and back on track for the last few months.
About 6 months or less
Yeah,
or more?
no, I would say 6 months.
6 months.
6 months, and I'm happy with the results.
Lovely.
But consistent.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if we go back when you started a few years back, what did you do and how much was that weight loss? And then when you started now, and what was the difference? And then we'll walk through to everybody to realize how they can probably imbibe into the same method.
Bilal, if asking this question, yes, it was a beginning of
Yes.
it was the beginning of my journey, because like after chemo and radiation, like all of us, we all put on so much weight, and I got guidance from my son, and
Oh,
it
lucky in
started
house.
yeah, in house. So it was I put on a timer for 20 minutes for my meals, and I suddenly realized that we all tend to eat very fast, and in 5 minutes we finished a meal. So I slowed down, ate my food peacefully for 20 minutes. And that's the pattern that got set for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I set a timer for 15 minutes. So I paused at 15 minutes, drank water, and then thought, do I want to eat more? And I think that's when I started seeing the results, where I didn't realize that I didn't need to eat so much to fill myself up. I was actually overeating without realizing it. And walking after my meals. So 10 minutes after lunch and dinner, just pace like very, very comfortable, slow walk, but not to go and sit on a couch or chair immediately after a meal. That really helped. Yeah.
So it's very well known that the brain takes about 20 minutes to register whether you're full or not.
Yes.
And that's what has actually happened.
Yes.
And very well said also, Rakshanda. Very often we are watching TV, watching some program, and we are mindlessly eating without realizing.
Yes.
Or we're just tempted because there's so many good dishes on the table and we keep eating. And actually you're full, but it's the craving or the desire or the lack of taste that we want pungent, we want spicy, we want all these different flavors that we keep adding and eating more
Yeah.
from.
I didn't realize that when I look at my plate, that is actually this much enough. Like such little food, because I was so used to having a bigger portion, and that was enough. I felt lighter, I felt better, and I lost 9 kilos, but it took me a year, I would say.
In the original phase.
In the original one,
phase.
it took me a year.
And
But
did you
very
eat in
gentle.
between? Did you eat in between that time? Like, did you have cravings? What would you at night if you were watching a movie till late? And
No,
you normally have
no,
cravings.
surprisingly, when I went onto this journey, the craving stopped, because I think I was just eating sensibly, and no midnight snacks, or watching iPad or something at midnight and then binging on some chips or
Yes,
things
all
like
those
that.
things.
So all that stopped. Like if you think you're hungry, drink a glass of water and go to bed. And I think it was just so nice because then it became motivating because the clothes fit better, you feel better.
It's the willpower.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
easier
yeah.
said than done. Just drink a glass of water and go to bed.
No, no.
So it's the question is it's the mind over matter, and it's about being disciplined. So
Yeah.
Rakshanda, if you'd like to share with all the viewers what was like a normal day of food would be for you,
A normal day, I
and
would.
give tips to them from where, how to choose food, and how if when they're traveling, how would they pick food? You know, if they go to a restaurant, how do they pick food? Because everybody today has a busy life.
Of course, of course. And there are habits that we have and we don't want to give up, and that's fine too. So I do have a biscuit with my tea, which can do without it, but I have it anyway. And for breakfast, I would have two eggs, but like two whites and one yolk. An egg with a toast or a roti or something, or if I wanted the spice, a little bit of vegetable on the side, anything. But nice, wholesome breakfast. And I would be satisfied with that. And in between, I would have a fruit if I felt like. So it's not that I was denying myself food, but just more aware of eating. Not trying to finish anything I saw, oh, this is leftover or that'll get spoiled, let me just eat it. So that had to stop actually. Basically, that was
Mindful
the
eating,
yeah,
conscious of what you're putting in your.
100%, 100%. And lunch also, I used to have like protein. I started focusing on protein. So that became like a piece of chicken, like a sensible piece of chicken. But I didn't go overboard. And I prefer vegetarian most of the time. So I would take a little paneer, if not paneer. There's some chana, just mixing my food. And I used a lot of green moong dal. That was my staple for making a chila, making a dal, like having a bowl, roughage and everything. Evening again it was a tea time or a fruit time or whatever, and then a good dinner. So it's not that I stopped eating anything. My portions got a little smaller, and as my body adapted to it, it didn't want anymore.
Yeah, because the intestine shrinks, stomach
Exactly.
shrinks, and you don't want that kind of quantity.
Exactly. And then as you see that you're losing the pounds, then you automatically, if
Get
you see
motivated.
something, yeah. And for me, it was like if I saw a packet of chips, it's not that I'm going to eat a small portion. The point is not to touch it. Because if you pick up one, you're gone.
It's often called as tasting blood.
Yeah.
Once you get that one peanut or one wafer, then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
the whole bowl.
Yeah. So I think that little refrain. But occasionally you went out or you are invited to a party. There was no fuss about that I can't eat this or can't eat that. I would eat what I felt like eating, but don't make it a habit. So enjoy yourself one day. Have whatever you want to have, a piece of cake or chaat or whatever you want to. So just eat. And mindless sugar, ketchup and things like that I started avoiding. Have a chutney, like a homemade chutney or whatever, things like that. So just keep it simple. Simple.
And what about the exercise part of it? What did you add on to that?
Exercise, I was doing, firstly, I was walking after my meal. That played a huge part. I was pleasantly surprised that like such a slow walk after meals was such an important thing. So I would do that, and I started exercising. So exercising is like now these days I drop my grandchild to the bus stop at the society itself. So I started walking, and I didn't know people, and you wonder how will you walk alone. But the point is just to start. So I started walking around, and then other people do join, and you form your own group eventually. So I ended up walking an hour. Now I walk an hour of walking every morning. So you feel you've done enough of it, and through the day you can add more whenever you can, and that can be very small things. Work around the house, like don't be don't think twice for getting up and moving basically. So just get up and pass on something to someone, go get up and take something out of the kitchen, or you want your remote or anything. So I think it's basically keep moving. I would say keep moving. And whenever you can add weight training is important, but weight training can be done very simple. It doesn't have to be a gym, it doesn't need a trainer. You can use your own body weight basically. So you
So
bend,
what would you
you
do?
squat.
Give them some suggestions. One is squats for sure.
100%.
So when I was talking to Rakshanda earlier, she said her son gave her a fabulous tip. he told her that, instead of doing so many squats in a day, then you have to take out that time to do it. Sometimes you feel lazy. So when you go to the bathroom, do two, three. In the kitchen counter, do two, three. So during the day, these three, four, four add up to 15, 20 without you realizing it. Am I right?
Yes, and it worked so well for me. I mean, I hate to say that, but I actually fell one day. I missed a step and I fell. I went into a complete squat. So
Wonderful. That
basically,
buffered you.
100% because it had become a reflex.
Hmm.
So I didn't break my hip or shoulder or anything because of the movement,
Yes.
which was quite, the doctors were pleasantly surprised with that. But squat was definitely one. But anything, any
But maybe you
workout.
can give them suggestions, because this will be a motivating thing for them, Lakshanda, to learn from you. And maybe you can give them 3 or 4 things that you do during the day, which they could
Yeah,
take guidance from.
yeah, 100%. So, like, if you stand against a wall, and I'm not saying a chair position is, of course, comes over time, but even if you bend a little bit and then slide down on the wall, but just a wee bit like a chair, but not a complete chair, as per person's ability, it's your abs that will go in, it's the thighs, it's your whole body that is working. And it's a hard exercise, it's not easy. And I mean, we have walls all around us, just slide a little, just stand against the wall and just slide down a bit.
We'll request you at the end of this webinar to maybe demonstrate 1 or 2
Yeah,
exercises for the group.
yes, I would love to do that. So it's very, very simple. So just very simple things around.
And how often would you do this? Every day?
Yeah, in the
Every day
morning.
in the morning,
Yeah.
sometime.
Or, like a plank.
Yes,
And what does it need? It's just a floor.
yes,
Just go into a plank.
yes.
Put a little timer, have a set like, okay, I'll hold myself today for 10 seconds. You can make it 20. And before you
Increase.
know, yeah, you increase the plank. So I started with 30 seconds and now I can do 4 minutes now.
Very nice.
Yeah,
That's a
4
long time.
minutes I can be. So it strengthens the core basically and, holds your body in place. And that's what's needed at my age and stage. So very, very simple
So one
things
is the
around.
squats, which you could suggest to the
100%.
audience. One is the plank.
And the chair position.
Chair position.
Chair
3
position.
things you would recommend.
Yeah.
And some weights probably with the...
Weights can be very simple. They can be like
just water bottles, girls. If you don't
yeah,
have weights at home, just use 2 water bottles
just
or 1
simple
liter.
water bottles.
Or
Just
1
simple
liter.
water bottles.
Yes.
Yeah, there's always
And
something
it's said that
around.
normally you should not be doing it more than 3 times a week, because your muscles need to rest. If your muscles don't rest and do not recover, then you will not get the benefit. So
Yeah.
ideally, it should be 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, and you can start very slow, but the discipline of doing it. So the whole idea is that you don't have to do an extreme exercise, but you have to be punctual, but that you have to do it. That's the whole thing. So it's more about repetition, like repeat an exercise with lower weights instead of trying to pick up big weights and think that will help. In fact, that causes injury, I would say. So body exercises are the best way where there's no injury at all.
Rakshanta, it's often said that 80% is your diet and 20% is the exercise. Would you agree to that ratio, or do you think otherwise?
No, 100%. 100% is the kitchen that kind of keeps
It
us
is
size.
what we put into our mouth is our bank balance. From the neck below,
100%.
always.
100%. And wherever we are, can just make a smarter choice. Like if you're at the airport or a train station or wherever, instead of taking a samosa, which is so tempting, you can take an idli sambar.
Yes. Yes.
So,
which is a big issue in India, especially when you're doing Bombay Pune simple. You just get vada samosas. It's very rare you'll find everywhere in idli sambar also.
Yeah, it is hard. But if you're hungry, then it's a packet of biscuits, just a fistful of nuts, any nuts. Peanuts are really good, but any nuts are fine. So just small changes. Just small changes.
What would you do for your cravings? Would you indulge in them a bit, or you just drink some water and control? I think that is a very big issue in our country, because we are so used to farsan and so many snacks and chura and Lakshmi Narayan chura and bakarwadi and Shrewsbury biscuits and everything. So there's always things lying around the house, and that is when you give way to
No, you
temptation.
shouldn't have anything lying around the house for sure. Buy smaller packets and share it with everyone. Like if someone sends you a box of mithai, have a piece, share it with everyone, send it to the neighbors or whoever.
Basically,
and
get rid of it.
Because if I hide the chocolates or the sweets, I know where I've hidden it. So that is the hard part. So don't have access to food that you can't eat. So don't fill your kitchen with chips and things like that. Don't make it easy, for sure. you can have chips. And take it in a bowl. Don't open in a packet and start eating.
Portion control is the key.
Yeah, portion control. Like
Al-
everything portion control.
Also, I'm aware that Rakshanda for many years has been doing yoga. So did you continue doing yoga along with your weight training and the squats and everything at home, or and the walks?
No, not really. But quite a few of the postures are similar. So in the stretches or in every other way, the cobra pose, and all of it does add. And flexibility, it creates a flexibility, so it helps you as age goes by in a fall or any movement for that matter. So
Even for
it does
balance,
create.
as we age, is very important.
Yeah,
Balance is
100%,
important.
100%. Very simple, simple things that we have to keep doing around.
Maybe you can suggest, Rakshanda, to them what few examples, because by us just saying simple,
No, simple. I mean,
the changes
I'm
that you
old.
made. You're talking about the changes
Yeah.
that you made.
The changes I made, I think, are the changes that have been a part of me because the weight came on with my treatment and
Yes.
everything. So a part of me starts my day. First thing is to make my bed. So then first thing in the morning you're stretching your hands,
It's movement.
putting it down, and you think your pinchers don't work, but you're not
Yeah.
picking it up like this, folding like
There
that.
is movement.
So we take it very casually, but it's a blessing to be able to do all those things. Stand up and jhatke and
Yes.
okay. So I think that is a huge thing, and offer your help to things around. So when I was under treatment, and we have a two-level house, when my house help would come, I would tell my children that I'm going to open the door. So I would go downstairs, slowly, and open the door and make sure that I do those things. So basically, it's just moving. Or, in the kitchen when I go, oh, he's making, or let me make a few. So, that the movement of the hand, or, these are very, very little things that we take for granted. But you should just keep doing it.
I think a lot of people have a lot of movement from the ladies who are going to be watching us. They all do things around the house. Many of them still cook their own food and everything.
100%.
But I think the bottom line today is the amount of food that you put into your mouth.
Quantity.
I think the quantity and the choices of deep fried and snacks are an issue. That is a major issue, I think.
But Lale, 100%. Our portions have gone so big over time that's what's expected. Like mentally, I think when I'm looking at my plate, okay, I serve myself once. Okay, this is what I'm eating. And only when I started making it less, I realized that, oh, I only need this much. I still had to convince myself I only need that much. I mean, I couldn't believe that.
I was hearing a podcast the other day while traveling from Bombay, and somebody else who's gone through this journey said a very interesting thing. They said they have got rid of their dinner plate and they put the quarter plate in the dinner plate. And they fill it up very nicely, but it's just once, and they don't take the second helping.
That is true. That is true. Like always in a small plate, small bowl, it's a help. And if you're really starting with the first time, maybe you can serve yourself in a plate, then remove half, eat half, and then decide if you want more. And you'll be surprised how little you need.
The other thing I've also found, which many people tell me, that when you reach out to eat something, you realize that most of the times it's a craving. It's not hunger.
Yeah.
So most of the times you're not hungry. You're quite full, but you're chatpata. You're tempted with some chura, or you're tempted with some bhel puri or whatever. And that's what you need to be mindful of. That are you really hungry, or is it just a craving?
Yeah. And all these packaged foods also, they create the cravings.
Yes.
So the more sugar you eat, the more sugar you're craving. The more snacks you eat, the more snacks you're craving. So I think the first stop has to come in. So
any tips for kind of whole meals that you found which are very low calories, simple at home, but they satisfy you and they keep you full for the audience?
A whole meal, when I'm talking about a typical meal that I would have for lunch, I would have a small bowl of dahi, of course, with my food. And like I said, I had a lot of the moong dal, chilke wali.
Why moong?
It's supposed to be very high in fiber.
Okay.
It's very high in fiber and it's very valuable in protein. It's like among the highest ones. So that way it works well. But also a salad on the side that could be just cucumber, tomato,
whatever's in the house.
Whatever's in the house, something. So those become fillers as well as the roughage as well as things. So you don't actually end up eating so much. Yeah, but don't end up eating so much. So that's how it works out.
So I think before I close and ask Rakshanda to maybe demonstrate one or two of her exercises, the takeaway from here is again 80% of what we eat is what we become. Again, the takeaway from what I hear from what Rakshanda says is the portion control, so eat less. Take 20 minutes or 15 minutes at least to eat your food, which we normally finish eating in sometimes less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Thirdly, make sensible choices when you're traveling, when you're at stations, airports, when you're on expressway. Try and find something steamed like an idli sambar instead of a vada and a samosa. And try not keep things at home that will tempt you. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. So, Rakshanda, could I request you to maybe just show
Sure.
against? Yes,
See,
maybe.
this I can show
Yeah,
right
maybe
here.
some.
Yeah. So this is a chair position.
Yes.
So yeah.
The wall.
So you just stand against the wall. It's very simple. You just move your feet here, then just move ahead. And you just see, as someone who's not so fit can be this much. You can move lower,
How much you can.
lower. And I can actually sit like a chair like this and sit endlessly like this. So now this is my thighs. We're getting what is my.
So you recommend to the audience
it's
how long
my-
should they do this? How long?
You'll be surprised.
Later as they
Yeah.
start.
So you can't do it more than a minute, 2 minutes
Yes.
anyway. So the more you do, the better
And
it
then
is
you
for
slide up again.
And you slide.
And how often do you do
And-
this?
And if you're starting, you can probably slide down also because you may not be able
To hold yourself.
to hold yourself. But a minute, 2 minutes is supposed to be very fancy.
And how often would you do this? Like how many reps?
Just random 2-3 times like that,
That's all?
Yeah. And just sit down. Yeah, and you go up like that. It's very simple. And the other thing is a squat. So you kind of keep your legs apart, like shoulder length apart, shoulder width, I would say. And you just go bending 1 second. Here like this. And you just bend like this.
Yeah, like
So
you're
again-
sitting on a chair.
Yeah, again. But the point is not to bend like this. It's supposed to be like move back as you're sitting on a chair. Like that. And don't go below a 90 degrees because you don't want to strain your knees. But it's not easy anyway to hold longer than that. And random, just do it through the day. Abs will go in and good for the legs, good for everything.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to show them?
I can't think what else.
Would you do against the wall presses?
Wall press is very simple.
No, I mean I know. I'm just saying, but do you do that?
Yeah, if I see something low, I'm tempted to do it.
To do it.
Yeah. But normally, I mean, this is too high. But like lower karke, you just hold your body straight. Always make sure that your abs are held in. Like hold it tight so that you're not hurting your back. You always have to worry about your back and spine injury na kabhi ho. So that's how you do. Tuck your tailbone in a little bit. You hold your hands shoulder apart like this, and you kind of just push your body like this, and you push it here. Yeah, like this and like this. And then as you get better, you can go lower to what your body allows you. Like a dining table, but a fixed place, of course.
A kitchen counter.
Yeah, like a fixed place that can take your weight. You can try that. But it surely helps for sure. And it's such a feel-good factor. To feel well, to feel, yeah.
So I think this has been very valuable and priceless. I think what Rakshanda says at the end is the main thing. Your clothes fit better, so you look better, so you feel happy about yourself.
Yes.
And also, it's very motivating because when you first see the 2-3 kilos go off, then that helps you kind of continue on the journey. And the most important thing at the end of the day is to be able to sustain it. Because if you just lose the 10, 12 kilos or 8 kilos and then after a year you put that back on, then that's not the point. The point is to lose, even if it's 2 or 3 kilos, but to sustain it. It's not about the amount of kilos, it's about sustaining it. And definitely after you lose a lot, you will put on about a kilo or two. That's but natural because it's not possible to sustain this all along, inevitably. But that is fine. That is the 20% that you should allow yourself and not be hard on yourself. But thank you so much, Rakshanda, for this valuable information. And I hope many of you hearing and watching this today are able to draw some strength, some motivation. And I think you're going to be sending questions in later, which I will address with Rakshanda and send you all the answers. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aditya. You've been absolutely I have no idea what I can say and what I would do without you at Prashanti. Thank you. You're the star. Thank you.